Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today I'm at one of my favourite events of the year. Yes, we're here at the Cotswold Wildlife Park for MGs in the Park 2025. So I actually haven't got a working MG at the moment, so I've come with my friend Austin in his lovely ZR, which is parked up here. So we're in the pride of ownership area. We're going to look at James's car in a minute as well, because that's quite cool. We've got the usual selection of lovely MGs. So we've got a Magnet, we've got an earlier Magnet here as well. Beautiful looking things. But even the modern MGs here, so we've got a 6, a 3, a GS. Don't see many GSs, they weren't made for very long. Another GS, and then another 6 with lots of bits on it. There's a naughty car this man owns, we'll look at in a minute. We've got a TF 160 over here. So here is this rather naughty Montego, which we will feature on the channel fairly soon. Montego with a T-Series turbo, so T16 engine. And then we've got a 6R4. Now, I don't know, is this a genuine one, or is it a... No, this is a replica, this one. So, but it's a very good replica. Very well put together car. We've got some ZS's, so very late registered one. Drove past this on the way in here. So very late registered 180. One with a MG6 engine in this one, so that's been swapped out. Another 180. We've got a hatchback here. I think it might be an L series, and this Goodwood green just absolutely looks lovely on these late ZS's. That is just such a nice colour, very clean. And I always say it, but I love the spoilers on the saloons, and I love the gills in the wing. Got a couple of other ZRs. We've got this yellow trophy yellow ZR here with a bit of a nice splitter going on at the front. We know Austin's car, so we won't dwell on that one. We've got this restored 1.4, again a very late registered car, Horner's Motor Group, so up in the northwest of England, sort of Greater Manchester area. Bigger MG Rover dealer back in the day. And then we've got this ignition blue 160, I think. Yeah, got a VVC engine there. Yeah, it's got a nice side skirts on it. Black alloy. I was never quite sure what black alloy was, but it's a very well looked after car. Poison Instagram at poison_MGZR. There we are. Beautiful looking thing. So we'll go and have a wander around into the Zs now. Now there's a lot of MGFs and TFs in here. There's a lot of MGBs as well, so I'm not going to feature each one. But these are the ones that are in the pride of ownership. If I was to feature every single F, TF and B that's here, it would be we'd be getting to Joseph Lloyd territory with probably 20 parts of the video. There's a hell of a lot of them. But I do like that Tahiti blue F. That is very nice, very much like Ashley's actually. Got some midgets down there. Now we've got a lovely, I'm going to focus it on ZTs because I love my ZTs. This Mark 1 in trophy blue is immaculate. I really like the bronze wheels, very similar to what Simon from Smashing Pistons did with his car that I bought. But that's a really nice example, very clean. And trophy blue, when it's clean, when it's got a bit of life in the paint, really does look good, and that is a nice example. We know this car really well. It's Jason's Black Olive, been on the channel loads of times. We'll do a test drive at some point, but I want to show you this rather special car owned by James. This is a Typhoon ZT 135 diesel. Obviously it's been modified, so it's probably putting out a little bit more than that, but you'll notice it's on some non-stock wheels. It's on VW Passat replicas, which actually do work, but you notice it's sitting very low at the front, and that's because this car's actually on BMW E46 airbags. So maybe James or Austin can do some magic.
So Martin Smith MGF is on the right hand side.
So low at the back, see it's sitting really low at the back, and then he's going to do what he's got to do. Even with Austin doesn't weigh very much, so it's not going to cause any problems. But the front's just gone up, you probably saw that, and then the back will go, there we are. So he's got adjustable air suspension, which I think is rather cool. How well it goes down at a show like this, where people like pure unmodded cars, is quite something. But I rather like it, and I have seen this car before it was on air. But it's a really nice car. James is pretty handy with his Zs. But yeah, look at it, it's up high like that. It's a completely different thing. Another car we know well is Bob's Flying Banana. So this MG ZT 1.8 turbo is now on, I think it's on 246,000 miles. So for a K series petrol car, that is quite something. That's a very high mileage, but lovely car. Really nice to see it. James has just deflated his car again, but isn't it great? Isn't it absolutely great? Right, we're going to have a wander into the rest of the field and look at some of the other cars that are here. Couple of interlopers here. So it's an MG's event, but we've got a Bristol 2 litre here, which is a beautiful car, seriously rare. And then I always say this, one of my favourite cars, the prettiest MG, I think, the MGA, and that one with that beige hood just looks like that's quite. Is that a 1600 or 50? It's a 1600. So yeah, that rear quarter is just lovely. Now this is again another interloper. This is an Allard V8, and that's a very interesting car. I know this is an MG video, but that really is quite lovely. That's a big old thing. And then we've got more. Not quite sure what this one is. That's got some interesting bonnet bulges. So I know I said I wasn't going to look at MGBs, but I do like an MGB, and I think that could be a V8. In fact, I'm certain it's a V8 on mini lights. We will look at the V8s and any MGCs we see. And then we've got the usual bevy of Fs, TFs and Bs. There's a lot of Bs here. I've got to make sure I'm not misidentifying Cs as Bs, which I did get told off for once. RV8, a couple of RV8s, that's very good looking. So obviously that's got the 3.9, so the slightly larger Rover V8 engine that would have been found in the Range Rover at that time. Let's have a little wander down here because we've got an MGT series of some description. That's very nice. That is for me. These are again, yeah, not quite as pretty as the MGA, but wow, I do like them a lot. And we've got a load more midgets, Bs and Fs over here. We're going to have a little wander around here and try and find some other things of note. I'll try and get every car in, but we're not going to stop at everything because I say we'd be here for a fairly long time. We've seen this MGB before, which is it's a late MGB, but it's got an RV8 front and back end. So we saw this at Cowley at Drive It Day a couple of weeks ago. We see it at Cowley every year actually. We've seen this one over here a few times. That is taking shape. That car improves every time I see it, but that's this bonnet cut out, so that's got a V8 in it now. Looks like a standard Rover V8 with the way the carbs are in there. But yeah, that's an addition because that bonnet was not like that last time I saw this car. That's nice in that citron. I think, did you call it citron, that colour? That's very much like my first car. Mimosa yellow, rubber bumpered BGT. So yeah, the Bs are not a rare car, are they? There's still hundreds on the road. And that primrose yellow one just leaving sounds very nice and looks very nice as well. But yeah, this is a lot. This is an awful lot of MGB V8 in Vermilion. That's lovely. It's a funny old day here. It's very windy, so I've got a fleece on, but yesterday we were cooking, but when the sun comes out it's really quite warm. Let's have a wander through here. We've got a Z to look at, and I will look at that midget because that looks like a round wheel arch 1275. It is on mini lights. That's gorgeous. I would like one of these. I've had one before, round wheel arch 1275 midget. Mine was yellow, but that in red is just stunning. That's very nice. We've got a car for sale, but not this one. So we've got an ignition blue ZS, but they're also selling an MGTF X-Power Grey interior unusual red. And there's the details there. Let's have a wander down here now. We've got another MGA, this one in green this time. And we'll just wander. We've got some more Zs in a moment. This Nightfire RVS, we came in with this, and they do look nice on that colour. A lot of them are British Racing Green or Brooklands Green, but I think the Nightfire RV8s are particularly attractive. And you've got this lovely Connolly, we can have a peer into this one. We've got this lovely Connolly leather interior, very opulent. Obviously it is an MGB body shell, but greatly modernised and improved. Another Nightfire RV8. Yeah, it does work, doesn't it? That colour really does work on these. But just look how many Bs, Fs and TS we've got. We've got so many, and it's quite nice to see. But we're heading for a Z, which is what we do at this show. So we've got an ignition blue 5-door ZR. Don't quite know what. Oh, I've got some info in the window. That's always very helpful. 117 brake, so it's a 120. So the non-VVC 1.8, which is actually a really good engine because you've got torque right throughout the rev range, unlike a VVC where you've got to kind of hit 4,500 revs to really get any life out of the engine. But yeah, now this V8, we'll just show you those cars. We're not going to go on every MGB. Oh no, we've got an MGA. We do stop at MGAs.
Absolutely.
And try not to get this gentleman to flick his couscous everywhere, because that'll make a right mess. But look at that. I don't often see them in black, but that is gorgeous, isn't it? With the wire wheels. But it's just these lovely, it's these curvaceous hips that just get me every time. But we've got this is Matt Ball's former Firefrost Red ZT 260. Low mileage, I reckon this one is. But it's a very, very, very clean car. And that's nice exhaust on the back. It's quite difficult to get exhaust for these now, but that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Not sure I'll have another one of them, but you never know. Right, where are we? Where have we got up to? We've got some more Zs over here. That's it. There's this one I want to home in on because it is pretty damn nice. This is a very rare monogram colour. This is this is directly in front of Austin actually when we drove in this morning. So it's a Gulfstream, so monogram Gulfstream. This is a ZR160. It's got dealer plates on it, which is nice. This is a rare monogram colour. It's SE spec. We've got sunroof, leather seats, parking sensors. But isn't that just a lovely colour? It's not a flip, it's a solid colour, like Biomorphic or Orange Grove. It's a solid colour, so not too terminal. That's very clean. Have a look at the roof. So the sunroof seal's going like they always do, but the actual quality of the lacquer is really very good. That is a nice example in a very, very, very rare colour. You don't often see these. Melissa's just leaving in her 25 over there, but we had a good chat with her earlier. ZS 180 hatchback, I think, in pearl black. I'm pretty sure that's pearl black. And that's, yeah, again, very, very, very clean. We've got some more Fs. We've got we've got a few ignition blue cars here today. Let's have a look at this one. So they've got a car for sale, but not this one. So this is a ZS. I think it's a 180. It could be I think that could be a diesel. That could be an L series, yeah, with that rev counter. So that's an L series powered ignition blue ZS. Another RV8, this time in royal blue, I think. That what colour is that? Spectre TF is lovely. And then we've got, what's this? Is this a 190? Let's have a little look. MG Rover Southwest Owners Club. It is a 190, I would say. And that's very nice. Got the 75 early torpedo badges on there, so that 2.5 litre, we'll assume that is a 190 from that. And now the sun comes out, I start to rapidly overheat. Another MGA. God, 2 MGAs. We're doing well. No, we're doing well here. That's lovely. There. Oh, I've missed that one. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. So we've got a royalish blue, I guess we call this colour, and then we've got that sort of, what do you call it, sorry? Dark Jaguar blue. There we are. Beautiful that is. There's a silver one with the coupe top on it here, which is just lovely. And then they call this colour pewter from memory. And then we've got a T type next to it, which is next to that Spectre TF. So really very nice. Loads of MGFs. These are, I don't know how many, we might have to have a look how many MGFs and TFs are still on the road, because there's no shortage of them in this field. Another round wheel arch midget there, which is lovely. That's a lovely little thing. And then we'll have a wander down here. I don't know if it's quite as big as last year, this show, but it's a nice chilled out afternoon in a very nice setting. It's not bad here, Cotswold Wildlife Park. It's a pretty nice place. A bit of a walk to get a coffee or go to the toilet, but we can cope with such things. So we've got a Firefrost ZR, probably a 1.4, I would say. Interesting, 005 plate, but it's got a Mark 1 bumper. Let's just have a little look at the dash. But it's a Mark 2 dash, so I suspect they've had it the front end redone. And we got now this ZS 180 Mark 2 in Starlight Silver. Yeah, if someone offered me one of these for the right money, I would snap one up, because they just look so good in Starlight Silver. They really do. We've got another ZTT 260 here in X-Power Grey. That looks very clean as well. Darkened windows. That's very nice. I like that. And quite, yeah, more rather than shadow chrome, they've got sort of gunmetal grey on the wheels, which is nice. That's an earlier midget. So that's a mid 60s. That's probably got a 1098cc engine, I would think. And look at those wheel trims on that. Isn't that lovely? Really basic, really nice. And then we've got a few more. So the MGRA flags there. So that's Jack's Moonshine ZR turbo diesel. I don't recognise this pearl black ZT. Not matte, I know that. Is it a 260 or is it a 190 with a duplex exhaust? Not sure, but that's a rare colour. That's very nice. That's lovely. This one's up in Scotland now. This is ZT 190 in Starlight Silver, and that's looking very good. That does look good. Decent tyres on it as well. Yeah, very nice. Got some modern MGs here as well, so we'll catch up with them. This is probably the nicest biomorphic ZR160 on the road. This is a one owner car. Anthony's owned this since new. So I had the 16th of 17, and this one is number 10 of 17. We know this car. This is Lisa's absolutely lovely Twilight ZR160, driven here today by Dave and the kids, and it's the first decent run it's had since Pride of Longbridge, so it's always lovely to see this car. I have done a review on this car in the past, so I'll put a link up there somewhere to it. Got a few more cars. We're not too long on this video today. We've got to just go into the centre and have a look at the kind of display. This is Chris Taylor's. We've driven this car. This is Solar Peel, we call this one, because it's got the Chris Taylor edition paint, but it actually drives really nicely, this car. More Bs, TFs and Fs, loads of, so many here. There's so many here. And that is Chris's B, which we've driven. Very late one. And then we've got another 260, a Typhoon 260. And that's again very, very, very clean. That paint is very clean actually. Has that been resprayed or has it just been looked after extremely well? Because that is yeah. That is very, very clean. And of course we've got a relative of the MGs here. We've got a Rover 75 in platinum. Probably quite a late car, I would say, with the with that bumper and those lights. But yeah, very, very nice colour when it's clean. It's a lovely colour.
Late 54.
Late 54, so it's not quite the last one, but it's getting on a bit. So before the demise of MG Rover, we're just going to have a wander up here, and then we'll disappear into the centre. We've got another mixture of Fs, TFs, and Bs. I will scoot over here because we've got a primrose yellow MGC GT next to an old English white midget as well. So that's two of my favourite coloured cars next to each other. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? Another trophy blue ZT. 260 as well. Lovely. For sale, here we are. I'll show you the details. It's an SE as well, 11.5 grand. That's probably the right money. If it ticks all the boxes, that'd be the right money. Then this, yeah, look at that blue MG Metro. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that absolutely lovely? Yeah, I would like to get out in a Metro. I've not driven a Metro for a very long time. Let's have a bit of a wander through here. I think we're actually done in this section. Goodness. So lots more MGBs. And we saw that one earlier, yeah. So we've completed the field already. So we'll just nip into the centre of the field, and then we'll wrap this one up. So the raffle's being called. I'm going to hopefully watch the pride of ownership results. I'm really hoping Austin wins the ZR category, because that car deserves. He's owned that car since he was 15, so it really that for me is pride of ownership. But got a little display of Bs in the centre, and we've got some more. The MGB register, the MGF register here as well. So Tom is kind of the main man with that. There's Tom's blue MGF TF, sorry, there. Then we've got lots of magnets. Aren't this lovely? I just love these cars. So we've got two-tone blue, we've got black. Look at that, isn't that superb? And then there's another two-tone blue, and then this grey one, which is absolutely glorious. But this one here, this is the one that caught my eye. Just look at that. What a stunning colour that is. And there's our twin carb engine. Yeah, really good to see all these magnets. They're very, very attractive car. And of course we've got a car that I've driven. We've got some of the Cybersters. So the latest sporting MG, probably the nearest thing that the SAIC MG have got to a proper MG, because it's a sports car, is all electric, but they're a hoot to drive. Seriously, you know, if you can get out in one, do, because they're very, very quick and great fun. And that's pretty much it, folks. We're done here at MGs in the Park 2025. So thank you very much for watching. The videos will start coming again now that I've kind of got myself a little bit sorted out. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell notification if you don't already do so. Give us a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share with your friends, and I will see you again very soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers, whatever that might be. Goodbye.